Hi, I'm Adam Drake, and in this week's throwback video, we're going to talk about how RC went from a hobby to racing for me. And thinking back on it, it's kind of funny because when I started racing, it it was really grassroots. It was really laid back. It was popping the hood on your parents' car, hooking your charger up with alligator clips to the battery, charging in between qualifiers. No timing or scoring. There was timing, but no scoring system. The scoring system was purely just someone sitting there, kind of marking a piece of paper with the color of your vehicle and a stopwatch. But those times were really cool. It was parking lot racing. It was in South Carolina. Originally, I was born and raised in Michigan. I moved to South Carolina when I was 9. And I had some RC cars from when I lived in Michigan. But again, didn't really know much about racing. My first car was a Hot Shot 2. I never really raced that car. That was more of just, it was a race car, but it was something that I used kind of to play and bash with. My next car was a Kyosho Raider with mechanical speed controller and, just a pretty basic kit. And from there, I kind of would slowly upgrade. You'd put the Novak, I think it was like a T1 or T4 speed controller and rock hard tires. I remember, I'm going to have a video about this, when I was trying to unmount my stock Raider tires to put some more like race tires on, and created a huge mess in the house. But we'll talk about that later. But as far as the racing goes, at our local school on the weekends, in the parking lot, they would do oval racing. And some guys were really serious about it. For me, it was just my Kyosho Raider. I had 1 or 2 battery packs. I would charge the batteries before going to the race on Saturday morning or Sunday morning, whichever day it was. And then in between qualifiers, you would have to pop the hood on mom or dad's car, and we'd have your 15-minute charger, and you'd have to go a little bit past 15 minutes, and you kind of check the battery until it was starting to build some heat, and that's when you knew you were going to get that little bit of extra power. But yeah, that's how it started. Just really grassroots style racing. I didn't get into the more serious or competitive racing until the early 90s. I believe it was 1991. And that all started just really by coincidence. I was still racing motocross in the summers when I would go back to Michigan to live with and visit with my dad and brother. And again, I would do RC for fun, kind of on the nights and weekends in between, doing our motocross stuff. And when I was in South Carolina, I was doing the parking lot scene, and my teacher's aide, his name was Trey Kessler. I remember that specifically because for a little while, my name through my Roar membership and through our local club was Adam Kessler. And the reason for that was because I didn't know how serious I was going to be about racing, and Trey and his dad took me to the track for the first time, and to kind of become a club member, and also you had to be a Roar member because of the insurance. It was cheaper if I just signed up as a family member. So we kind of we're trying to, I guess, work the system a little bit, but it turned out that I was Adam Kessler for, I believe, my first year or two of racing at SCORE, which is now Phil Hurd Raceway in Savannah, Georgia. But Trey was a teacher's aide. He had a Car Action magazine, and we just started talking. I was like, man, that's cool. I've got a Kyosho Raider, and I used to have a Hot Shot 2, and just got to talking, and he was pretty serious and competitive about racing at that time. And him and his dad, Jack, invited me to go to Savannah with him one weekend and try it out for myself. And I've been hooked ever since. It's a big part of my job is racing and helping develop the cars and products and engines and tires and all that stuff. But it's also my passion. It's my hobby. It's what I love to do. You know, I'm not required to go practice all the time or to do all the smaller events that I do. I do them purely because I love them. I love racing. This is what Rhonda and I love to do. And it's really cool that we get to share that together. And, but again, we'll talk more about that in future videos. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and we will keep them coming, give a little bit more insight kind of about my background and the early days of racing. Again, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you'd give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and also comment below if you have any video ideas or if there's any stories or events that I was maybe at, that you were at, that you want me to kind of touch base on. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.